What if Naruto was like Broly Part 11? After a few days, Hiruzen calls Jiraiya and Naruto to the mansion and gives them the task of finding Lady Tsunade. Not as the next Hokage, but he has noticed that the medical unit has taken a serious dip in skill and personnel lately. The newly made Chunin asks if he knows any direction to start with, and Jiraiya pipes in, saying that they should look towards any village that has a big gambling scene. Hiruzen tells them to head towards Tanzaku Town and check any villages on the way. Jiraiya and Naruto bow and leave to find the Slug Princess. On the road, Naruto asks Jiraiya if he has any other ideas for techniques he might be able to use, to which Jiraiya thinks it's finally time to see how Naruto's energy works with the Rasengan. Jiraiya teaches Naruto all the stages of the Rasengan as a sort of crash course, and Naruto tries to replicate this move, which is easier in this timeline than it is the original. However, when Naruto tries it, it looks different. The rotation isn't inside of the ball, but instead small beams of energy circle around the orb, shooting around it, essentially making a fairly different move. He uses it against a tree, and when he thrusts his hand forward, the beams around the orb shoot forward, making a small beam destroying several trees in a row. Jiraiya laughs, saying that Naruto never ceases to amaze him. He notes that maybe they should call that move the Rasengan Wave, but Naruto will come up with a proper name sometime in the future. In other words, I don't actually have a name for that move, so feel free to suggest a name in the comment section, and I'll pick whichever one I like most. They arrive at a village, and Jiraiya tells Naruto to find a hotel and wait there whilst he looks around for any information on Tsunade. Naruto goes to the hotel, gets a room, and sits on the bed meditating, knowing that it's helped him control his power and his emotions in the past, so it's probably best to keep at it. After a few hours, Naruto hears a knock at the door. Before opening the door, Naruto gets curious, as he can feel not one, but two very high powers behind the door, and one of them feels eerily close to Sasuke's. Naruto opens the door and sees two people dressed in black robes, with red clouds. One had a sword, while the other had a Sharingan. Now Naruto knows why he feels similar to Sasuke. This must be his brother, Itachi. Itachi tells Naruto to come with them, and Naruto just turns around and says, "Make me." Kisame chuckles at the audacity that Naruto shows, and says, "Well, if you wish." Kisame was about to pull his sword out, but Itachi puts his arm out, signalling him to stop, as they need Naruto alive. Itachi tries to put Naruto into a genjutsu, but is shocked that even though Naruto is staring right into his eyes, Itachi's genjutsu is having no effect on him. If anything, Naruto just smiles. He uses instant transmission, teleports to Kisame's side, and kicks him down the hall. Kisame blocked with Samihada, but he realises that Samihada didn't absorb any chakra, meaning this kid is most likely using another kind of power. Naruto somewhat mocks Kisame, saying, well, seems you're catching on. This pisses Kisame off. He uses a shark bomb to try to incapacitate Naruto, but Naruto walks right through the technique, showing his pure power right now and scaring Kisame quite a bit. Itachi tries to hit Naruto, but he just dodges out of the way, spinning and kicking Itachi down to the other side of the hall. And at the end of the hall, Sasuke was waiting for him, with the Chidori activated, ready to kill Itachi once and for all. But Itachi bursts into crows and goes behind him. But this time, Sasuke seen through the jutsu, unlike the original, with his 3-tomo Sharingan, and was able to stop Itachi from grabbing his throat and pinning him against the wall. At this point, Jiraiya turns up, telling Sasuke that he will fight Itachi with him, as he is positive that Naruto can take out Kisame. Sasuke accepts, while Naruto smiles, giving Jiraiya a thumbs up. But before going back after Kisame, something starts to bother Naruto. He can only feel one evil energy in the building, and it's coming from Kisame, not Itachi. So why is Itachi doing this, and why did he kill his clan if it's not in his nature? But Naruto was cut off by Itachi, who had run past Naruto, using some of his chakra to amp his speed, grabbing Kisame and using Amaterasu to escape the building. Naruto keeps this thought about Itachi to himself for now, and plans to talk to Sasuke when they are on their own. Sasuke tells Naruto that Kakashi has been affected by Itachi's genjutsu, and no one in the village can break it. He thinks Tsunade is the only one who can. Naruto tells Sasuke that they are setting off to the next village right now, but Sasuke doesn't join them, as he has his own stuff that needs doing right now. Remember, all of Team 7 are tuning at this point, so they would have certain responsibilities. Naruto and Jiraiya make it to Tanzaku Town and go to each restaurant and gambling haunt that they can find, and they come up with nothing each and every time. But when they get to the very last one, Tsunade is sat there, annoyed that she just lost all her money, but not over the top drunk like she is in canon. Jiraiya and Naruto sit at the same table as Tsunade and Shizune, and explain that they have been sent by Hiruzen to ask Tsunade back to the village. Tsunade asks why, and Jiraiya tells her that after Orochimaru and the Sand Village attacked, a lot of people have been injured, and the medical corps, the way it is now, can't help everyone. Tsunade decides to have a few drinks while thinking it over. Remember, in this timeline, Hiruzen didn't use the Reaper Death Seal to seal Orochimaru's arms, so Orochimaru wouldn't have any reason to seek out Tsunade. After a few drinks, Tsunade starts talking about the Hokage position, saying that she doesn't envy the old man, and that she would never want that kind of responsibility. Naruto interjects, saying that that's good, as he's the one who's going to become the next Hokage and protect the village. Tsunade laughs at this and asks Naruto if he feels he's strong enough for that, which Jiraiya tells Tsunade that he is the one who stopped the One-Tails all by himself, brimming with pride in his student. Tsunade gets curious and challenges Naruto to a friendly spar outside. If he wins, she'll give him her necklace, but if she wins, he pays for her full tab for that night before they go back to the village. Naruto accepts, getting excited about this fight. They go outside and Tsunade tells Naruto to start. Naruto rushes towards Tsunade at speeds that do impress her, but she avoids the punch and delivers one of her own, which rocks Naruto. Naruto regains himself and powers up, getting faster and stronger. He rushes Tsunade again, and this time lands a punch on her face, sending her flying into a wall. Tsunade brushes herself off, complimenting Naruto on his power, but she charges chakra into her finger and splits the floor. But she is amazed when Naruto floats above, not being affected by the tremor at all. While she was confused at how Naruto even did that, Naruto tells her that it's over. He increases his speed even more by powering up, rushes towards Tsunade and hits her on the back of the neck with a huge neck chop, knocking her out for a while. Shizune takes Tsunade back to her room And the next morning she wakes up, still remembered what happened, and asks Naruto if he was actually flying, which Naruto confirms. Amazed by this, she wonders what else he can do, to which Naruto simply says, well, you'll have to find out. Then he tells Tsunade, Shizune, and Jiraiya to grab his arm. They all do so, and the next thing they know, they are in the Hidden Leaf Village. Shizune nearly passes out due to this, but Tsunade holds her up, telling Naruto that with abilities like that, he will become Hokage in no time. She goes to give Naruto her necklace, after all he did win the fight, but Naruto tells her to keep it, as she told him last night that it was from her grandfather. They go to see Kakashi and Lee, and both are healed successfully, with Tsunade telling Lee to stay off his feet for a while. We all know that's not going to happen. Sasuke then walks in the room and says to Naruto that for someone who can teleport, you sure took your time. Everyone laughs at this, and Tsunade and Jiraiya go to the Hokage mansion, while Naruto and Sasuke go to meet up with Sakura to finally have a day to themselves. Let me know what you thought about this part and any improvements I can make. If you have any ideas about a name for that Rasengan wave, a different name for that, leave that in the comments and I'll definitely see which one I really like, and then I'll add that one. But subscribe and share if you really want, and I'll see you all later. Bye.